因为声音它是有一个小音乐。
请问全网是这个。
He's entering the podium. He's entering the podium. Turn down the wireless one. Turn down.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please stand for the processional and remain standing for the national anthem performed by Maria Chatzabazil, accompanied by the Thomson Junior and Senior Combined Concert Band.
People have to
Salute it. Halfway, not too much, halfway.
Is it fine?
Graduates, please stand for the playing of the national anthem.
Okay, now. Start from plus three, start from plus three.
Thomson's concert band, and to Maria for her singing of O Canada. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to David and Mary Thomson's 56th commencement ceremony. I'm Mr. Parisi, Curriculum Leader of English, and I'm pleased to welcome you to this evening's proceedings. Before we begin, you ask that audience please take a moment to turn off your cell phones. We also ask that you remain seated for the duration of the ceremony. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. Before we begin the presentations, I would like to take a moment to introduce the platform party. Please hold your applause until the end. I would ask each member of the platform party to stand as I call your name. Miss Mantini, former principal. Mr. English, vice principal. Miss Kelsey, vice principal. Mr. Wilson, curriculum leader of technological studies. Miss Janelle Houghton, who will be presenting the Janelle Houghton Award. Sorry, Miss Geraldine Houghton, who will be presenting the Janelle Houghton Award. Miss Bernice Carnegie, who will be presenting the Herbert H. Carnegie Award. Mr. Jerry Phillips, who will be presenting the Gerald L. Phillips Award. Mr. Lawrence, curriculum leader of special education. Mr. James, curriculum leader of mathematics. Safi Chowdhury, your valedictorian. Ms. Thorpe Taylor, assistant curriculum leader of family studies. Mr. Del Rosso, curriculum leader of student services. Mr. Panagakos, assistant curriculum leader of business studies. Ms. LeBrook, assistant curriculum leader of Canadian. Ms. Thomas, assistant curriculum leader, ESL and Modern. Ms. Evangeline, curriculum leader of visual and performing arts. Mr. Johnson, science and geography teacher. Ms. Michaela, special education and resource teacher. Ms. Glenman, student success teacher. Ms. McFadden, drama and English teacher. Ms. Liljohn, science teacher. Mr. Kim, curriculum leader of science. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to call upon our vice principal, Mr. English, to deliver opening remarks on behalf of the principal of Constantine.
Good evening, graduates, parents, friends, special guests, and staff. Our principal, Bill Constantine, sends his regrets at not being able to speak with us tonight. I would like to welcome back to Thomson some of the graduates know very well, seeing that she was your principal for 3 of the 4 years most of you spent here, and that of course is Miss Mancini. She is serving as our acting principal, and she was more than happy to oblige when I asked her to join us on the stage this evening to help give out awards and diplomas. Welcome back and thank you, Miss Mancini. Mr. Papa Constantino has asked me to read the speech that he prepared for tonight. So, without further ado, here is the principal's speech. The 2014-2015 school year has come and gone, and it was an extraordinary year. There has been much to celebrate with respect to student accomplishments in academics, athletics, the arts, and technology. This evening we honour 219 graduates. Of these, 26 students are receiving Honour T awards with an average of 85% or higher in their 6 best subjects. 23 students are receiving Honour Awards with an average of 80% or higher in their best 6 courses. 66 graduating students are receiving scholarships with an average of 80% or higher in 6 or more eligible grade 12 courses. 97 students accepted university admission offers for September 2015. 95 students accepted college admission offers for September 2015. 2 students accepted apprenticeships. We will formally recognise all these accomplishments and more tonight. As Principal of David and Ray Thomson CI, I am extremely proud of all the experiences afforded to our students in academics, leadership and experiential learning opportunities, literacy numeracy initiatives, the successful continuation of the Advanced Placement Programme, field trips, travel and our community involvement. The list of activities is endless, but to name a few, student attendance at the African Diaspora Youth Conference, celebration of our multiculturalism of the spring, numerous students and staff working on our wonderful yearbook, a spring prom and athletic banquet, along with all of the wonderful clubs and teams in order to support the interests of our students. We welcome potential Thomson Titans through our Orientation Day and Power Your Future program, and fundraising support for the tragedies in our immediate and global communities. We attended the World Championship in St. Louis for FIRST Robotics. We attended the World Championship in St. Louis for FIRST Robotics. Competing in DECA provincially, and we won numerous athletic championships throughout the year. All these expanded opportunities have created an inclusive and enjoyable environment in which to participate, and students felt a greater sense of belonging and engagement in school life. The above are small snapshots of all that is Thomson, and none of it would happen without the tremendous support from our teachers, counsellors, support staff, custodial staff, administration, and our fantastic students. The goodwill is present in everyone within these walls. I can't thank all of you enough. All your work this year was quite instrumental in creating a positive climate throughout the building. The future is outside our front doors. The effort you have all put forward throughout your years has created the opportunity for all of you to walk out those doors, and we look forward to seeing how you embrace what is outside. We wish you luck as you take on your future endeavours, as you take on all of life's challenges, and as you embark into another chapter of your lives. Desmond Tutu writes, "We know all too well the cruelties, hurts and hatreds that poison life on our planet, but we know that the catalogue of injuries that we can and do inflict on one another is not the whole story of humanity, not by a long measure. We are indeed made for something more. We are made for goodness." So, with those words, I challenge you as you move on with your life, be good to yourself and to others, and inspire greatness in everything you do every day. I challenge you all to find that joy and effort that will help build on successes in your life, to exceed all limits and be great, not just good, as you strive for a better future. Tonight we honour all of you, our graduates, and remind each of you that as members of our extended Titans family, this will always be your home away from home. Keep in touch, and we wish you all the very best. Bill Papa Constantino. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. English. At this time, I would ask the graduates to please start lining up in the hall. Now, it is traditional in these kinds of ceremonies for the presenter and the recipient to shake hands. If you are comfortable with this practice, we ask that you offer your hand first to the presenter as you receive your award. Families and friends are reminded that the graduates will return to the auditorium after crossing the stage and are asked to remain seated for the duration of the ceremony. The staff at David and Mary Thomson is very proud of all of our graduates. Again this year, we have an outstanding graduating class. This year's graduating class is comprised of 219 graduates with 66 Ontario Scholars and many more special award winners. I am sure that their enthusiasm, work ethic, and commitment to excellence will continue to serve them in all their future endeavors. I now would like to invite Ms. McFadden to continue this evening's proceedings.
Thank you, Mr. Parisi. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Lawrence from our Academic Resource and Special Education Program to join Ms. Mantini in presenting our first awards of the evening. The Certificate of Achievement is awarded to students who have successfully completed the TDSB's Intensive Support Program for students with developmental disabilities. This year, we have 7 students who are receiving the honor, and 3 of them were able to be with us tonight. The first student who is receiving the certificate is Bushra. And at this time, Bushra is having fun at home, but she does miss Thomson. The Certificate of Achievement is going to come out, and he is also receiving the Principal's Award. This award is presented to a special needs student who best exemplifies the spirit of community and involvement at Thomson by participating with peers in a cooperative environment and demonstrating a genuine concern for others. At this time, Bland is dancing and playing basketball. I'd like to ask Mr. Phillips to join Mr. Lawrence and Ms. Mantini in the presentation of the next award. The Gerald L. Phillips Achievement Award is presented to a student in Metropolitan Toronto who has demonstrated exceptional growth and achievement in her final year of school. This year's recipient of the award is Claire Lopeed, and Claire is also receiving her Certificate of Achievement. At this point, Claire is searching to find the right job for her. Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Phillips and Mr. Lawrence. At this point, we are going to present the next set of awards, the first of which is the prestigious A.B. Patterson Memorial Award. So come on over. This is presented to the top graduating grade 12 student, and it's in memory of A.B. It's in memory of A.B. Patterson, who's the former Director of Education. This year's winner is Mohammed Surti. There's a lot. Mohammed is also the first student this evening to receive the Top Student Award, which is presented to the 3 graduating students with the highest overall averages. In addition, he is the winner of the Governor General's Bronze Academic Award, which is presented to the student with the highest average upon graduation. This evening, Mohammed is also the recipient of the International Business Award, the Senior Accounting Studies Award, the University Mathematics Award, the Advanced Placement Biology Award, the University Chemistry Award, the Science Triple Crown Award, and the University English Award for outstanding achievement in these subject areas. He is also receiving a Business Studies Specialization Award and the Science Specialization Award. Mohammed is receiving his OSSD as an Ontario Scholar. I don't think it's surprising to say that means he has earned an average of 80% or higher. The second recipient of the Top Student Award this evening is Walid El-Sheikh. Walid is also receiving the Business Studies Specialization Award and the Science Specialization Award. Walid is graduating as an Ontario Scholar and is also being awarded the Honor T Award. He is being an electrical engineer at Microsoft. The University of Toronto National Book Award is presented to a student who has demonstrated superior academic performance, original and creative thought, and exceptional achievement in a broad context. Receiving the award this year is Feroza Monja. Feroza is also the third and final winner of the Top 3 Student Award and is also receiving the Canadian and World Issues Award and the University French Award. She's an Ontario Scholar and is also receiving her Honor T Award. At this time, she's studying business management at the University of Toronto. The following set of graduates will be receiving the Award of Merit. At Thomson, the Award of Merit is given to select students who make an outstanding contribution to the overall life of the school. The first recipient of this award is Shahzaib Akram. Shahzaib is also the first student this evening who is graduating with a specialist high skills major. At Thomson, we're very proud to have 2 high skills majors, one in the area of information and communication technology and one in health and wellness. Students who receive this special diploma have completed a program focusing on the knowledge and skills related to their field. Shahzaib is graduating with a specialist high skills major in information and communication technology. He's also receiving the World History, the West and the World Award, the Drama Award, and the Canadian and World Studies Specialization Award. He's graduating with his Honor T and is an Ontario Scholar. He plans on spending the next 4 years at the University of Toronto double majoring in political science and history, and hopefully he'll help a lot of people in his life. Is Samantha Boodoo. Samantha is also graduating with a specialist high skills major in information communication technology, the Families in Canada University Preparation Award, and the Technological Studies Specialization Award. She's also graduating as an Ontario Scholar with her Honor T. She's currently studying linguistics at the University of Toronto. Congratulations. The next recipient of the Award of Merit is Malik Hines. Malik is graduating with a specialist high skills major in information communication technology and is receiving the ICT and Innovative Learning Award and the Technological Studies Specialization Award. He is a student at U of T for Communications, Culture, Information and Technology while interning at CAN Public Relations as a creative associate. Congratulations. And at this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Bernice Carnegie to join Ms. Mantini to present the next award. Thank you. The Herbert H. Carnegie Future Aces Award is presented to a student who embodies the qualities of youth valued by your Herbert H. Carnegie Future Aces Foundation. This is a student who uses his or her abilities in a positive way to be a responsible, respectful, peaceful, confident, and caring citizen. And the first winner of this year's award is Karima Khan. Karima is graduating with honors as an Ontario Scholar, with specialist high skills major in information communication technology, and is also receiving the Art Specialization Award. She's studying baking and pastry arts management at Centennial College. Tonight's second recipient of the Herbert H. Carnegie Future Aces Award is Marissa Dionorine. Marissa is graduating as an Ontario Scholar with honors and is also receiving her Business Studies Specialization Award. She's attending UOIT for Health Science. Congratulations. Thank you very much, Ms. Carnegie. And at this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Geraldine Houghton to join Ms. Mantini to present the next award. The Janelle Houghton Award is presented in memory of Janelle Houghton, a student at David and Mary Thomson in 1997. The award is given to two graduating students who best exemplify commitment and caring, and who strive to improve the lives of others. It is presented to students who, like Janelle, have overcome significant life obstacles to achieve success. This year's first recipient of the Janelle Houghton Award is Okeen Lemon. Okeen is also receiving the Award of Merit, graduating as an Ontario Scholar with honors, and is the recipient of the Grade 12 Keyboard Music Award and Specialization Awards in Technological Studies and in the Arts. He's doing a double major in Drama and Communications, Media and Film, with a minor in Political Science at the University of Windsor, and hopes to become a movie director or a television manager. The second recipient of the Janelle Houghton Award is Edwene Orange. Edwene is graduating as an Ontario Scholar with honors and is also graduating with a specialist high skills major in health and wellness. She's currently attending the University of Windsor and is obtaining a degree in child psychology with a minor in criminology. Congratulations. Thank you, Ms. Houghton. And our next recipient of the Award of Merit is Elizabeth Straker, who is attending Fleming College in the General Arts and Science program. Congratulations, Elizabeth. Our final recipient of the Award of Merit is Isaiah Valikas Wilson. Isaiah is also receiving the Specialization Awards in Business Studies and in Canadian and World Studies, and is graduating as an Ontario Scholar. He is currently attending Clarkson Academy, working to get a basketball scholarship. The Alan H. Cullis Memorial Award is presented to the student who best personifies the ideals of good citizenship. This year's recipient of the award is Miriam Decini. Miriam is also graduating as an Ontario Scholar and is studying English and Linguistics at York University. Our next graduate is receiving the Principal's Award. This honor is given by the Ontario Principals Council to the student who has best combined high academic proficiency, athletic achievement, and outstanding contribution to the life of the school. This year's recipient is Fariha Dana. Fariha is graduating as an Ontario Scholar and will also be receiving her Business Studies Specialization Award and the Challenge and Change in Society Award. She's currently studying at Ryerson University in the Business Management program. Thank you, Ms. Mantini. Our next award is not actually going to a student. At this time, I'd like to call on Mr. Del Rosso to present the Friend of Thomson Award.
Thank you, Ms. McFadden. The Friend of Thomson Award recognizes a parent or member of the Thomson community who has made a special contribution to the life of the school. This year, we have the pleasure of honoring 2 award recipients who have gone above and beyond these expectations. It was just a little over 2 years ago that I had the good fortune of meeting this year's first Friend of Thomson Award recipient, Michael Kissy. I remember our first encounter very well. On that eventful day, I had just finished saying goodbye to a previous Friend of Thomson Award winner who informed me that he would not be able to run his after-school program due to other commitments. As he left my office, Michael walked in and we immediately struck up a conversation about how his community group, Rosalie Hall, could help Thomson through a drop-in service for students where they can learn about the resources and supports available for them and their families in Scarborough. It was also during this time that Michael shared his idea of starting up a boys group at Thomson where participants would learn about respect, doing the right thing, building positive relationships, and the importance of a good education. A little over 2 years ago, the Brotherhood Boys Group was born, and we have never looked back. It has grown from 14 members in its inaugural year to over 25 last year. This year, we have even more boys who want to join the Brotherhood. Members of our boys group love Michael and can't wait for him to arrive because he's like a big brother to them. Michael is a caring and compassionate individual who has always been there to support our school. He is truly a valued and esteemed friend of David and Mary Thomson Collegiate. Please join me in congratulating the first of this year's recipient of the Friend of Thomson Award, my homeboy, Michael Kissy.
I just want to say real quick, I won't take too much of your time. The Brotherhood was something that, I was extremely passionate about, when I first started. And thank you to Mr. Del Rosso, the staff at David and Mary Thomson for welcoming me to your family. I appreciate it. I love you. And congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Michael. I would now like to invite Ms. Fleming to the podium to introduce our second recipient of the Friend of Thomson Award.
Thank you, Mr. Del Rosso. Our second recipient of the Friend of Thomson Award is Moheen Lombard. And it is my distinct honor tonight to introduce Moheen. First, a story. 4 years ago, a group of grade 9 girls met with me in the support room. After a lively and very loud discussion, they concluded that they needed a girls group at Thomson to teach conflict resolution skills. The admin and guidance department and a number of teachers also concluded that the need was great. So we contacted Wardenwood's Community Mediation Services and they recommended Moheen Lombard. She was originally contracted to do 4 workshops on understanding and developing conflict resolution skills. Moheen came, she saw, she stayed, and she stayed. She stayed volunteering with the girls even after the workshop contract was over. The next September and the next, Moheen emailed me to say, when's that girls group starting again? That group, originally dubbed Drama Girls, rebranded themselves as BOLD, the acronym meaning Beautiful Outstanding Leaders Developing. And most of them are graduating tonight. With input from Moheen's weekly Wednesday lunchtime coaching and life skills and leadership, they are proudly walking across the stage, embodying the African proverb, "It takes a village to raise a child." You see, Moheen opened up her heart, her home, and her purse to these girls, available to them pretty much 24/7 via late night text, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. She was there online and offline, and that's the kind of volunteer she was. She is. Moheen, I know you did not volunteer with Bold for all these years to win an award. You knew nothing about the award. It's just who you are. Compassionate, caring, and need I say, daring. Truly you deserve a medal. We don't have one. But what we do have is an immense gratitude for all you have done to make Thomson community a calm, learning, and growing place for all. Please join me in congratulating Ms. Moheen Lombard.
I don't even think I deserve half of that. All I can say is I walked in one day and saw a group of girls and they all went right into my heart. And I'm passionate about youth. I'm passionate about the next generation. And I just hope that whatever I've taught them, they will teach others. And I want them to know that as much as I might have taught them, they have taught me so much. And I'm a better person because of them, because of this experience. So I thank you to the faculty, and I thank you, Ms. Blendman, and I thank you to my wonderful girls that some I'm still in contact with, some still come to my house, and I love you all, and I will forever, ever have you in my heart. Thank you.
Thanks, Moheen. At this time, I would ask Mr. English to join Mr. DeRosa in the presentation of the next award. The Student Success Award is presented to a graduating student who has shown great improvement in the development of academic and social skills, and who has contributed to Thomson through participation in extracurricular activities. This year's first recipient is Presmar Chevalon. So Presmar is getting his Student Success Award and OSSD, and we know he's going to go on to great things. He's very modest, but he's going on to great things. Congratulations. Our next recipient of the Student Success Award is Soya Esti. So Soya is also receiving her Canadian and World Studies Specialization Award and is graduating with a Specialist High Skills major in health and wellness. Soya wants to become a social worker and a police officer. She's currently taking a year off. Congratulations. I'm so sorry, I forgot to turn over the card and let you know that Presmar is going into electrical engineering and also wants to be a soccer player. All right. Thank you, Mr. DeRosa. Mr. Panagakis, please assist Mr. English with the next award. All right, this year's recipient of the Financial Studies Award is Zaid Patel, and Zaid is graduating as an Ontario Scholar and is also receiving his Honor T, and he's studying accounting and finance at Ryerson University. Congratulations. Studies Specialization Award. He's graduating with a special high skills major in Information Communication Technology. He's also receiving the Information Communications Technology Cooperative Education Award and the Communications Technology Video Production Award. He's taken an extra year off and he plans to go to university. Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Panagakos. And will Ms. Lebro join Mr. English in the presentation of the next award? This year's recipient of the Canadian and World Politics Award is Sophia Samuel. And Sophia is graduating as an Ontario Scholar. She's receiving her Honor T, Business Studies Specialization Award, and Canadian and World Studies Specialization Award. Currently, Sophia is studying Law and Society at York University. Congratulations. This year's recipient of the Canadian and International Law Award is Neha Sharma. Neha is graduating as an Ontario Scholar and is receiving her Honor T and Business Studies Specialization Award. Currently, Neha is studying at the University of Waterloo in the Bachelor of Business and Mathematics and doing a double major in Business and Mathematics. She's made an actuarial science. Sorry. It's a double degree. My mistake. Double degree in actuarial science and finance with a minor in marketing and computer science. Congratulations. Our next award winner is Thomson Ranjanathan. Thomson is graduating as an Ontario Scholar with honors, and is also receiving the Analyzing Current Economics Issues Award. He is currently at the University of Ontario Institute of Technology in the Electrical Engineering program. Congratulations. Thank you, Ms. Lebro. I will now ask Ms. Thorpe Taylor to please join us to English for the presentation. And this award winner is Mohammed Zia. Mohammed is graduating as an Ontario Scholar. He's receiving his Honor T, a Business Leadership Award, and the University Nutrition and Health Award. He's studying at the University of Toronto, Scarborough, in the Life Science, specializing in neuroscience. Congratulations. This year's recipient of the Families in Canada College Preparation Award is Sarah Virgilio. Sarah is also receiving her Honor T and the Arts Specialization. She would love to pursue a career in interior design. Sarah, congratulations.
We're about 15 names from Curtin College.
Thank you, Ms. Thorpe Taylor. Will Mr. Panagakos now join Mr. English for the presentation of the next award? This year's recipient of the Male Personal Fitness Award is Anwar Shirazi. He's also heading his OSSD, of course. He's currently studying psychology at York University and would love to become a criminal psychologist. Congratulations. This year's winner of the Aquatics Award is JC Krishulad. Congratulations. I didn't say what you're doing. She's now working at the American Federation of Musicians, and she's going to Durham College for animal care in September. Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Penagakis and Mr. English. I will now ask Mr. James to join Ms. Kelsey in presenting the next award. Our next award winner is Nilan El-Muragai. Nilan is graduating as an Ontario Scholar and is receiving his Honor T, the Math for College Technology Award, Computer Engineering Award, and his Technological Studies Specialization Award. He's attending Varsity University for Business and Technology Management. Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. James. Would Mr. Kim please join Ms. Kelsey for the presentation of the next award? This year's recipient of the Biology University Preparation Award is Michelangelo Lego. Michelangelo is graduating as an Ontario Scholar and will also be receiving his Honor T. Currently, he's at the University of Toronto studying life sciences. Congratulations. This year's recipient of the Chemistry College Preparation Award is Sagana Kumana Kumar. She is currently at Sanford College for Accounting and Finance, and would like to say congratulations to her. Thank you, Mr. Kim. Would Mr. Wilson please join Ms. Kelsey in presenting the next award? This year's recipient of the Communications Technology Yearbook Award is Shihab Rahman. He's, All right. He is also getting his honors award, Ontario Scholar, Robotics and Technology Specialization. He's attending the University of Ontario Institute of Technology, taking electrical engineering. Congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Wilson. I would now ask Ms. Evangelou to join Ms. Kelsey for the presentation of the next award. This year's recipient of the Visual Arts Award is Hamna Tikar. Hamna is graduating as an Ontario Scholar with honors, and she's also receiving the Arts Specialization Award. And she's studying law and society currently. Congratulations, Hamna. Our next award winner is Jessica Potilnitsky. Jessica is graduating as an Ontario Scholar with honors. She's also receiving the Photography Award and Specialization Awards in both the arts and social science and the humanities. Jessica is at Ryerson University studying criminology with a minor in law. Jessica, congratulations. year's recipient of the Instrumental Music Awards is Iris Ortiz. Iris is graduating as an Ontario Scholar and is also receiving the Arts Specialization Award. She's studying practical nursing at Centennial College, working with a bridge towards Ryerson University. Congratulations to you. Our final Special Achievement Award winner of the night is Sarah Rajal. Sarah is graduating as an Ontario Scholar, and she's also receiving the Dance Award and the Arts Specialization Award. And she's currently studying early childhood education at Ryerson University, hopefully to become, guess what? A teacher. All right, congratulations. Thank you, Ms. Kelsey and Ms. Evangeline. At this time, I would like Mr. Parisi to return to the podium.
Thank you, Ms. Clement. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate all the recipients of the departmental prizes and special achievement awards. I told you that this group was outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, one final round of applause. Before I introduce the music program, I have the privilege of introducing our superintendent, Mr. John Chasty, Superintendent of Family of Schools, East Region 14, to the podium to bring greetings from the Toronto District School Board. Mr. Chasty.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Excellent. Well, it's a busy night in the city of Toronto, and I'll say this in an order of importance. The Leafs are playing. The Jays are playing. But the two most important events, Woburn, students from Woburn are graduating, and I just left from there to come to here. And of course, at number one, where I am right now, David and Mary Thomson students are graduating. So thank you again. Each year I receive this invitation, and it's my honor to come and speak to the graduates and speak to parents. On behalf of our Director of Education, Donna Kwan, our trustee, Mr. David Smith, I bring greetings to the graduates and their families on behalf of the senior team of the Toronto District School Board. I'd like to start by recognizing the administration. Mr. Papaconsino, who's not with us this evening because he has a family priority, Mr. English, Mrs. Kelsey, and you may have noticed up on the stage the return comeback tour of Ms. Mantini is up here. They are an incredible team, and what they do and the energy they put into the school are for the students of the school. I would also like to thank the teachers. The teachers, they're the heart and soul of what goes on in the school. All the extracurriculars and events. I was here the other day. There's a big rugby tournament, 16 teams out in the field. Every time I come here, there is something going on that doesn't just involve David and Mary Thomson students, but involves students from the greater community and our family of schools. So let's hear it for the support staff, the teachers, and the administration of David and Mary Thomson. I would also like to congratulate the parents, guardians, and family members because you're the most proud of this group of students of anybody else in the room, and we know the work that you've put into your sons, your daughters, to get them to the point where they're as successful as they are right here. Finally, I would like to congratulate the graduates. This is your evening. It is my sincere wish that you remember tonight's feelings of pride and joy and take those feelings of excitement into the next phase of your life. As young men and women, you will soon be the next generation of leaders in our society. And as you begin to march towards your adult lives, we're going to be passing the torch on to you. There are current issues that are being discussed, whether it's in the media, in your classroom, at university, college, all across the country right now, that are going to become future priorities for our country. And two of those issues two of the most important issues include stewardship of the environment and support for our First Nations, Métis, and Inuit communities as a follow-up to the recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. You are the faces of our future, filled, I hope, with the confidence, ability, and conviction to build communities and neighborhoods, both near and far, that honor and respect the rights of all people and are founded on the values that you learned at home and that you learned here at David and Mary Thomson. Equity, inclusion, hard work, and fair play. I'm going to finish with a quote from Tecumseh. He was a leader of the Shawnee First Nations in the early 1800s, and hopefully you had a chance to read a little bit about Tecumseh before you graduated and after you graduated. He is known for quotes that were very positive, uplifting, and direct, but always had a serious message to them. When you rise in the morning, give thanks for the light, for your life, for your strength. Give thanks for your food and for the joy of living. If you see no reason to give thanks, the fault lies in yourself. So thank you very much, and congratulations to the graduates.
Thank you, Mr. Chasty. I would now like to ask the platform party to please leave the stage. Music plays a very prominent role for our students here at Thomson. Tonight you will hear from our junior and senior combined concert band. The feature selection, entitled First Suite in E-flat major, is composed by Gustav Holst. It is my pleasure to now introduce Maestro Brooks Gorst and the David and Mary Thomson Junior and Senior Combined Concert Band. I would ask Mr. Johnson to please take the podium.
Thank you, Mr. Parisi. Students who are earning their Ontario Secondary School Diploma have completed 30 credits at the high school level and completed a minimum of 40 hours of community service. I would now like to invite Ms. Mantini and Mr. Lawrence to present diplomas to our first group of graduates. And the first recipient is? Our first recipient is Normal Abdul. I apologize. She is studying business administration and management at Seneca College, and she's hoping to become a manager in the cosmetic industry. Our next recipient is Abdul Qadir Abdi. He is currently attending George Brown for computer science and is planning on becoming a game developer. Yeah. Our next recipient is Rianne Alexander. She is currently working and will be attending George Brown next fall. Our next recipient is Abdur Rahim Ali. He is working and trying to save money to go to school. Our next recipient is Hanan Ali. She's back for a victory lap to pursue a music career at Thomson. Our next recipient is Kaser Ali. He is taking an engineering course to become the next Iron Man. Our next recipient is Janelle Alvaro. He's trying to go to the paramedics in the future. Our next recipient is Kulun Anafaraja. He wants to become He would like to become a programmer at Apple, but is now currently at Seneca College doing engineering. Our next recipient is Mohammed Ansari. He is studying paramedicine at UTSC and wants to become a paramedic at Toronto EMS. Our next recipient is Ijaz Khan. He is currently at York University and studying urban planning and management. Our next recipient is Riaz Chinar Khan. He wants to be, he would like to play for FC Barcelona. And is going into engineering to become another Ironman. And he's going to Ryerson next year. recipient is Michael Delves. He is applying for a 3-year automotive program. Our next recipient is Mark Darrell Ebrio. He is currently attending Seneca College for civil engineering and would like to become a professional basketball player in the future. Our next recipient is Jonah Downer. He is at Centennial College studying electrical engineering. Our next recipient is Yasmin El Banasawi. She is attending university at York in January, and she will be doing a Bachelor of Science with an emphasis on psychology. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. I would now like to invite Ms. Thomas to present the next group of awards. Our next recipient is Jalal Elias. He is currently at George Brown College studying architectural technology, and he's planning to get a bachelor degree in architecture in the future. Our next recipient is John George. He is going to York University next fall for kinesiology to become a physiotherapist. Our next recipient is Esteban Gonzalez Gomez. He is working so he can have money for school. Our next recipient is Shanice Guy. She is currently attending Centennial in the Child and Youth Care Program. Our next recipient is Rachel Harding. She is currently at Humber College. Our next recipient is Ashley White. She is starting college in January and would like to be a flight attendant. She currently works at Chance. Our next recipient is David Hoyt. He would like to become a firefighter. He starts at the academy next year and works at East York Bakery. Our next recipient is Keisha Pont. He is studying life sciences, psychology, and anthropology at the University of Toronto. Our next recipient is Dina Karimi. She is soon to be a dental hygienist. Our next recipient is Narmeen Khalid. She is studying psychology at She's studying psychology at York University and is hoping to be a clinical psychologist. Our next recipient is Michaela King. She's at George Brown College currently studying special event management. Our next recipient, Haider Latif. He plans to speed up He plans to spend the next 4 years at university taking criminology and ultimately becoming a police officer. Our next recipient is Akia Lewis. She is currently working at Best Buy as a sales associate and at Cineplex as a cast member and will be taking the year off, returning to school next fall. Our next recipient is Miriam Lewis Herder. She is studying Business Studies Specialization Certificate. She's going to George Brown for Business Administration and Finance Program, and in the starting in January 2016. Our next recipient is Jessica McDonald. She is studying at Durham College in animal care. Thank you, Ms. Thomas and Ms. Mantini. I would now like to invite Mr. James and Mr. Chasty, please, to present the next set of diplomas. Our next recipient is Kelvin Martinez Taveras. He is working and hoping to start an apprenticeship soon. Our next recipient, Shiva McKenzie, is working and attending Seneca College, which will be starting after the winter of 2016. Our next recipient is Miriam Merchant. She is currently studying Islamic Studies and aiming to become a scholar. Our next recipient is Christina Milosevska. She is taking a year off to tour Europe in April and will be attending College for Nursing in September, specializing in neonatal nursing. Our next recipient is Nikila Minot. She's taking this year off and currently working full-time at La Senza as top third power seller in the world, as well as teaching dance, attending Ryerson University in September to obtain her Bachelor of Arts degree, and hoping to follow her artistic dreams in dance. Our next recipient is Hayat Mohan. She's taking a year off and plans to go to university next September. Our next recipient is Betty Namoudi. She is currently working at the Hudson Bay and going to George Brown in January for practical nursing. Our next recipient is Shukri Noor. She would like to pursue a career in psychology. Our next recipient is Sadat Pachagol. She is planning on becoming a radiologist technician. Our next recipient is Amit Palanduri. I apologize. He is currently at the Ted Rogers School of Management at Ryerson University and is an aspiring marketing manager. Our next recipient is Nurjan Pushparajah. He is taking an extra semester at Thomson, planning on studying criminology at Humber next September. I would like to thank Mr. James and Mr. Chasey, and I would like to call, actually Mr. Chasey, I believe you can stay. I apologize. I'd like to call Mr. Panagakos to present the next group of witnesses. Our next recipient is Thadjani Puvanes Waraja. I'm attending UOIT for nuclear engineering. Our next recipient is Kevin Q. He's going to university next fall. Our next recipient is Caitlin Riles. She is currently working, taking the semester off, and she will be studying as a technician starting in January. Our next recipient is Morat Sapa. She is currently studying general art and science at UOIT, and she would like to become a software engineer. Our next recipient is Abdullah Salih. He is going to Centennial College next January for disability studies, and he's helping coach Thomson's wrestling team. Our next recipient is Muhammad Umar Siddiqui. He is studying civil engineering and technology at Seneca, the new campus. Our next recipient is Jaya Singh. She is studying nursing at Centennial. Our next recipient, Joshua Smith, is studying at Centennial College on the Progress campus. He's studying heating, air conditioning, refrigeration in their co-op program. Our next recipient is Senabu Sofiano. She is studying business at George Brown College and hopes to pursue a career in leadership. Our next recipient is Ali Hassan Termizi. He is currently at George Brown College and he would like to become the next CEO of anything. Our next recipient is Gideon Balada. He's currently taking time off from school and is also working for the government and hopes to one day become a movie star. Our next recipient is A.L. Zudi. He is currently doing an electrical engineering degree program at U of T, and upon completion of the program, he's going to transfer to a program at U of T from his current program. join me in congratulating this group of graduates? Thank you, Mr. Chasey and Mr. Panagathos. At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Michaela to the podium.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Would Mr. English and Mr. Wilson please come forward to present the next group of diplomas? Okay, thank you. This group of students has earned the OSSD with a Specialist High Skills Major designation. Our first recipient is Fatima Baku. And Fatima is currently attending Seneca College in the ECE Diploma program and wants to prove the world that wearing a veil makes her no less but more precious. Our next recipient is Shabira Kaburi, and she's a Shizm Health honoree, and she's attending school for chemical engineering in January, but currently employed at Michael Kors. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Sarita Mancilla Sanchez, and she's attending George Brown College in the Behavioral Science Technology program, and she's an inspiring sociologist. Our next recipient is Abigail Ramkisoon, and she's studying child and youth work at Centennial College. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Mayola Wilson, and she's a Shizm Health recipient. She's studying life sciences at the University of Toronto, and she's double majoring in psychology and neuroscience to become a psychiatrist. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Ashley Hartley. She's a Shizm ICT recipient as well as a technology specialization certificate recipient. And she's studying to become a mechanic and kick butt after she finishes her co-op in auto shop. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Savannah Marsh, and she's a Shizm ICT recipient as well as a technology specialization recipient. And she spent a year working with them planning to go to college for graphic design while doing web comics online. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Rubita Nathakumar. She's a Shizm ICT recipient as well as a technology specialization recipient. She's studying architectural technology at George Brown. Hoping to help Mr. Wilson renovate his house one day. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Nazir Yusuf. And he's a Shizm ICT recipient and a technology specialization recipient. He currently studies at Harvard School of Business in Cambridge, Massachusetts. A major in... That was planned. Business, yeah, emergency. Okay, so congratulations. Go. Congratulations to all our Specialist High Skills Major graduates. Thank you, Mr. English and Mr. Wilson. Will Mr. Del Rosso please join Mr. English to present the next group of diplomas? Okay, our first recipient is Adil Abdullahi. He's an OSSD recipient as well as a science specialization recipient. He's studying engineering science at the University of Toronto. recipient is Hamza Amir. He's an OSSD grad, an Honor T grad, an Ontario Scholar. He's attending the University of Toronto St. George campus, currently studying electrical and computer engineering. In the future, he will be becoming an engineer and an Islamic scholar. Congratulations. Okay, our next graduate is Osama Ansari. He's an OSSD grad, an Honor T, Ontario Scholar, Science Specialization Certificate recipient. He's doing a degree in electrical engineering with an engineering, no problem. So with engineering, congratulations. Our next recipient is Afrad Bouyan. He's an OSSD graduate, Ontario Scholar, Business Studies Careers Co-op Specialization recipient, Mathematics Specialization Certificate. He's attending the University of Toronto for Mathematical and Computer Science, planning on working in the IT sector and the stock market. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Shelly Berla. She's an OSSD recipient, an Honors Ontario Scholar. She's studying at the University of Toronto for Social Science. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Brad Van Paul. He's an OSSD, Honor T, Ontario Scholar, and at the University of Waterloo, he's studying accounting and financial management, pursuing his designations as a chartered professional accountant and chartered financial analysis. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Mamouna Elias. She is an OSSD, Ontario Scholar, Business Studies, Careers and Co-op Specialization. At Ryerson University, Ted Rogers School of Management, she's studying Business Management. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Mohammed Farouk. He's an OSSD grad, an Honors grad, an Ontario Scholar, and he's studying aerospace engineering at Ryerson University. Congratulations. Our next grad is Ibrahim Khan. He's an OSSD and Honors Ontario Scholar, and he's studying industrial engineering at University of Ryerson. Congratulations. Okay, and our next grad is Christina Lee. She has an OSSD, she's an Ontario Scholar, a Business Studies Careers and Co-op Specialization recipient. She's studying at York University in the Honors Kinesiology Bachelor of Science, and she's an aspiring physical therapist. Congratulations. Okay, at this time, we'd like to congratulate all our Specialist High Skills major graduates, and the next group of recipients are receiving their OSSD as Ontario Scholars. That means that these students have achieved over 80% or higher in 6 eligible grade 12 courses. Our first recipient is Fatoum Mohammed. She's an OSSD, Honors Ontario Scholar, and Science Specialization, and she's at U of T Life Sciences, and she's an aspiring neurosurgeon. Congratulations. So at this time, I'm going to thank Mr. English and Mr. Del Rosso, and I'm going to call upon Ms. Kelsey and Ms. LeBreau to hand out the next set of awards. Okay, thank you. Our first grad in this category is Amina Tukri. So she's an OSSD and Honor T Ontario Scholar, Canadian and World Studies Specialization. She's currently attending the University of Toronto St. George campus, studying law and politics. She wants to provide women everywhere with education and to end world hunger. Thank you. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Rima Muladran. She is an OSSD Honors Ontario Scholar, Mathematics Specialization. She's pursuing an Honors Bachelor in Commerce at McMaster University, thinking of changing her major to Strategic Management and minor in Accounting, and she's a future CPA. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Nadine Nache. She's an OSSD and Honors T Ontario Scholar. At the University of Ontario, she's studying life science. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Afifa Naz. She's an OSSD and Honor T Ontario Scholar. She's studying biomedical science at York University, and she's hoping to become a pharmacist one day. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Brittany Pargaz. She's an OSSD, Honors Ontario Scholar, Family Studies and Social Science, and a Humanities recipient. She's studying a double major in English and History at the University of Toronto, pursuing a master's in Education and Mental Health and Addiction Studies. Wow, congratulations. Our next recipient is Nafisa Rahman. She's an OSSD, Ontario Scholar, Business Studies, Careers Co-op Specialization, and Mathematics Specialization. She's currently at the Ted Rogers School of Management, which is Business Management at Ryerson University. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Ramna Sheikh. She's an OSSD, Honor T, Ontario Scholar, Business Studies, Careers Co-op Specialization, and currently she's studying Business Management at the University of Toronto, Scarborough. Our next recipient is Samra Sheikh. She's an OSSD and Ontario Scholar, and she's studying Sociology and Linguistics at York University. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Akram Sharif. He's an OSSD, Honors Ontario Scholar, Business Studies, Careers, and Co-op Specialization, and he's currently studying business at UTSC. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Arabi Srikanthan. She's an Ontario T and Ontario Scholar, and an Honor T, sorry. She's studying political science at McMaster University. Congratulations. Okay, our next recipient is Bilal Ahmed Sultan Bacha. He's an OSSD, Ontario Scholar, Science Specialization. He's studying at UTSC in Life Science, which is human biology, pursuing studies to become a doctor. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Usama Uzrani, who is an OSSD, Honor T, Ontario Scholar, Business Studies, Careers Co-op Specialization Certificate recipient. He's currently attending Ryerson University. The program is Business Technology Management, and he's hoping to become a business systems analyst. Congratulations.
Our next recipient is Suvarika Kumar, an OSSD and Ontario Scholar. She's studying at the Ted Rogers School of Management for Business, and she's trying to pursue a career in marketing. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Sajanthan Vijaya Kumar, an OSSD grad, honors grad, Ontario Scholar, Business Studies, Careers, and Co-op Specialization. He's currently attending the Ted Rogers School of Management at Ryerson, studying accounting and finance, and he's pursuing a designation as a CPA. Congratulations. So thank you to Ms. Kelsey and Ms. LeBron. I will now ask Ms. Thrope-Taylor to join Mr. English in presenting the next group of diplomas. Our next group of graduates are receiving their OSSD with a Department Specialization Award for having achieved 6 or more credits in the courses offered by specific departments. Our first recipient is Aaliyah Adams, who is an OSSD, Canadian and World Studies Specialist recipient. She's currently taking a year off, improving her basketball skills, but next year will be attending a school in the States for basketball. Also in the future, we'll head back to Jamaica to help improve a beautiful island. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Michelle Abegiani, who is an OSSD grad and an arts specialization recipient. She's currently working as a supervisor at Tim Hortons, and she is also currently studying PSW nursing next fall. Congratulations. Our next grad is Huda Ali. She's an OSSD, Family Studies and Social Science in the Humanities recipient. She's going to university in the fall of 2016 and hopes to study social science. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Prashant Bakarathan, an OSSD and Canadian and World Studies Specialization recipient. He's studying geography at York, works part-time in retail, hopes to become a middle school teacher and a lifelong learner. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Nathan Daniel, an OSSD grad, a Business Studies and Careers and Co-op Specialization grad, studying fitness and health promotion at Seneca. Congratulations. Our next grad is Javon Denton, an OSSD Technology Specialization grad. He's currently disregarding detail. Okay, and he's going to George Brown in January. Thank you. Our next recipient is Kevin Dubé, an OSSD grad, Business Studies, Careers, and Co-op Specialization, and he's studying business at UOIT. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Samir Abazada. He's an OSSD, Canadian and World Studies Specialist Certificate recipient. He's currently playing soccer in Europe and Canadian Under-20 international player. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Precious Ignacio. She's an OSSD and Honor T, Family Studies and Social Science in the Humanities recipient. She's currently working, but will continue her early childhood education program at Seneca College in January, and then bridge to York University for a Bachelor of Education. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Naresh Jayakumar, who's an OSSD and Business Studies Careers and Co-op Specialization. He's currently at Ted Rogers School of Business Management at Ryerson University. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Jalissa Joshua, who is an OSSD, a Family Studies and Social Science in the Humanities recipient. She's doing a BA Honors in Media Studies at Trent University, and she's an aspiring producer. Congratulations. Okay, thank you, Mr. English and Mr. O'Taylor. I would now call upon Ms. Kelsey and Ms. Evangelou to present the next group of diplomas. Our first recipient is Christian Marquez, who's an OSSD Technology Specialization recipient. He's currently at Centennial College pursuing mechanical engineering. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Viraj Patel, who is an OSSD, a Business Studies Careers and Co-op Specialization recipient. He's at the University of Ontario Institute of Technology doing software engineering. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Rebecca Patrick, an OSSD and an arts specialization. She's currently with the Experience Ontario and will be attending Centennial College next year in child care and youth care. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Vanessa Pierce, an OSSD, Family Studies and Social Science and the Humanities recipient. She's at Seneca College and she's studying paralegal and she's an aspiring lawyer. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Nicholas Shaw. He's an OSSD and a Technology Specialization recipient. He's going to be the best looking firefighter ever. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Mopinsa Sivapalangam. He's an OSSD grad and a science specialization recipient. Next year, he's going to York University to study chemical engineering. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Zaid Tufani. He's an OSSD, a Science Specialization Certificate recipient, and he's aspiring ruler of the world and game developer at UOIT. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Louis Tran. He's an OSSD, Technology Specialization Certificate recipient. He plans to go to George Brown in the fall for automotive technician. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Romana Unai. She's an OSSD grad, a Canadian and World Studies Specialization Certificate holder. She's currently working and majoring in environmental studies and soon minoring in kinesiology at York University. Congratulations. Our next recipient is Athira Yavarathan. She's an OSSD grad, a Business Studies and Careers and Co-op Specialization recipient. and she's at the University of Toronto aspiring to be a successful chartered professional accountant. Congratulations. And our final recipient is Samir Abdul Hussein, who's an OSSD grad. He's at Seneca College doing mechanical engineering and industrial design. Congratulations. So at this time, I'm going to get you to join me in congratulating these students. Thank you, Ms. Kelsey and Ms. Evangelou. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, and grads, please join me in acknowledging our 2015 graduating class. Congratulations. At this time, I would invite Mr. James to introduce the valedictorian for the 2015 graduating class.
I'd like to start off with a quote by Robert Louis Stevenson. Don't judge each day by the harvest that you reap, but by the seeds that you sow. It is my distinct honor to introduce the 2015 valedictorian, Safi Chowdhury. When I first met Safi, he was just a young man in my grade 10 academic history class. He sat at the back, and at least initially, he was very quiet and unassuming. It allowed me to take myself and his classmates very long to notice his potential as an academic, a caring friend, and an all-around wonderful person. Academically speaking, Safi was one of the top students of his class. In preparing my remarks, I spoke to many of his former teachers about him as a student, and not surprisingly, each and every staff member said the very same thing. Bright, mature, and very, very hard-working. I distinctly remember reading his written work in grade 10 and commenting to myself that if I did not know better, I was aware that it was being submitted by a student in grade 12 or quite possibly university. His ability to analyze, deconstruct, and criticize primary and secondary source material from history was uncanny for someone of his age. Furthermore, his skill at oral and written communication as well as his writing style far exceeded any reasonable expectation that I could have for someone at his age. When in grade 11, I again had the pleasure of teaching him in my social sciences class. Not surprisingly, his critical thinking and writing ability had improved even further. But what really stood out for me this time was his willingness to help others, especially those who may have been struggling with course material. Safi displayed the utmost patience and compassion towards his fellow classmates, always somehow finding time in his busy schedule to help them with their classwork and assignments, and always displaying humility at every step of his journey. Speaking of the busy schedule, Safi was not shy when it came to extracurricular and co-curricular activities. In grade 11, Safi participated in the Ontario Trade Skill Competition in the field of IT software application, placing second in Ontario. Safi also proudly represented Thomson's business department at the provincial decade competition last year. If that wasn't enough, Safi then decided that he wanted to test his mental and physical fortitude on the wrestling mat. Joining the Thomson Titans wrestling team and advancing to the regional finals when he was in grade 12. As one of Safi's coaches, I saw him with the same attitude and skill set that he brought to class to each and every practice and competition. Always determined to improve, always willing to learn more, always working as hard as he could. Always always there to support his teammates. I must admit that initially I was surprised to see him join wrestling, because I did not know him as an athlete in the previous 3 years. But I must say that rarely have I ever seen a student join wrestling in their final year of high school and have as much success as Safi. I often wondered what a wrestler he could have been if he had trained for all 4 years. It is rare that a student shines as bright as Safi did in both the humanities and science and math. I unfortunately never had the pleasure of teaching him the math, but both All of his math and computer science teachers have echoed my sentiments. Sadly, was a student in both the advanced placement calculus and advanced placement computer science courses, in which he excelled at university level material. It is therefore a testament to his abilities, determination, compassion, hard work, and humility that he has been given this honors. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your 2015 valedictorian, Southern Group.
Good evening, fellow students, respected parents, teachers, and staff. I'm honored to be standing here as a representative for the graduating class of 2015. Tonight was an evening to commemorate our past successes and to look towards the future with hope and courage, regardless of what obstacles may come our way. Although this marks the formal end to our high school experience, it also marks the beginning of the rest of our lives, whatever path we have chosen to follow. Many of us have already begun this next phase of our lives, and we know collectively that it is not full of sunshine, rainbows, gumdrops, and ice cream, as much as we would all like it to be. So I'm not standing here to sugarcoat the future, because you know as well as I that I have no influence in that regard, even for myself. However, that is not to say that we should just roll over and give up when we are faced with difficulty. The biggest factor that we have full control over, since as far back as we can remember, is our power of choice. We can choose to live within preconceived limits, not daring to step out for fear of failure or embarrassment. We can also choose to look past imaginary barriers, following what resonates deeply within the very cores of our essence. We are all currently experiencing the outcomes of the choices we made before summer holidays. Some of us applied for university, college, an apprenticeship, a job, or perhaps decided to take some time off to spend with our families out of town or travel abroad. Regardless of the path each of us chose, there is a common ground between all of us. The spirit of being a Titan that we cultivated in this very building for 4 years. Walking in, we were wanderers, looking for acceptance in our peers, striving for recognition in this new community. All of us brought with us our skills, our talents, our gifts. And the main question I'm asking tonight is, which of the following two groups did we consider ourselves to be in? Were we the ones that fostered these gifts when we stepped into David and Mary Thomson? Or were we the ones that let our time pass by, sitting on the sidelines, watching our peers reach the success they desired through the hard work and dedication that it required? Whatever the answer to that question may be, the fact is that we are all here tonight, and those 4 years are gone, whether or not we did anything with them. As you two so aptly put it, I see now that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It is what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are. And yes, I just quoted a very wise Pokemon. To be totally honest with you, for a long time I was part of the second group, the group that watched. I stepped into the school with one friend, knowing a few others through a couple hours of Facebook stalking. He and I weren't part of Team McCrae or Team Gordon or Team Edgewood. It was like coming from a small pond into the ocean, really. When I first stepped into grade 7, there were literally 3 students in the entire class, including me and him. When we arrived at Thomson, he made the choice to dive into the ocean, dealing with whatever successes and failures came his way, however pleasant or distasteful. I made the choice to dip my toes in and decided the water wasn't perfect, so I would wait till it was. Besides, I came to high school to study, right? Why waste time getting involved if it would only distract me? Or so I thought. So I waited. He started interacting with others and making friends. I waited. Okay, I didn't just wait. I liked a few statuses on Facebook to see what people thought of me. LMS for a TBH. For the parents and teachers, if you were in doubt as to how much a person liked you in high school, you would just wait for one of these statuses, like it, and the person would post on your wall what they thought of you. If you got more than a few lines, congratulations, you're doing well. If you got no post altogether, it's a sign that either the person got tired of doing them, or you need to invest a bit more into the friendship. And this was very popular in freshman year. Anyhow, he joined the soccer team, the cross-country team, and track and field. I waited. He took his experience beyond the books. I kept it within and kept waiting. Through all the waiting, I slowly saw my friend have less and less time for me, and all the lunchtimes we used to share in the cafeteria coloring in the map of Canada for Miss Weber's geography homework, started disappearing as he had commitments now. I realized then and there that I have to take action quick, or I would just spend all of my years memorizing math formulae. By the way, that friend is Dr. Rahim, and to this day I have nothing but respect for him for the inspiration he showed me. I looked around and I saw my classmates cultivating their talents. I saw Isaiah Wilson running up and down the paved hill at Doghill Park. Then weeks later, I would see him on the court representing Thomson and hear his name on the announcements, given the title high scorer. Samir Fatazada had a passion for soccer. He applied his gift, and the next thing I know, I'm seeing his face on TSN. And it does not just stop at athletics. All of us know of the intellectual prowess of Mohammed Surti, especially during award ceremonies. For those that don't know, a final grade of 100% AP calculus, enough said. Aside from being extremely intelligent, he was always willing to lend a helping hand to all of his classmates, including me, to help us all succeed. All this talent being cultivated and all the results being manifested right in front of my very eyes, I had to take part in this. So being the scrawny and nerdy kid I am, I decided to set up for a club that would suit my interests. Maybe a software development club or a Sudoku club. I asked my friends Abdullah and Kevin what they thought, and they said, "Why don't you join the wrestling team?" I gave them a blank stare for a couple of seconds. Yeah, sure, why not? I joined the wrestling team. I know, right? Talk about stepping outside of your comfort zone. But oh boy, was it worth every second. Except for a certain 60 seconds at the end of each practice, which Mr. James and Coach Bardu, as well as the rest of the team, referred to as the minute of hell, and for good reason. I came to realize that by putting more into my high school experience, I began to get more out of it. And at this point, I would like to thank all the wonderful teachers and staff who put in their own extra time to form, organize, coordinate, and manage all these clubs, and needless to say, we couldn't have done it without you. Even aside from these clubs, these teachers played 100% to help their students succeed academically. I once had a peer leadership assignment where I had to design a lesson plan and teach one lesson. And that's when I caught a small glimpse of what goes on behind the scenes for every single class. It's not easy. There's hours of preparation required. These teachers were there for us whenever we had any problems, offering us extensions on extensions, accepting work that was due like 3 months ago, always reminding us that university wouldn't be so kind. And they were right. It's a cold world there. Forget 3 months. If an assignment is due at 5:59 p.m., 6 o'clock is 5% off automatically. And if I ever had a rough day, just stepping into Mr. Parisi's class, I would be moved by the atmosphere and watching him act up Polonians from Hamlet, and it would make me forget all of my rough day and the fact that I can't understand Shakespeare. I would also like to thank the caretaking staff for keeping our school impeccably clean at all times. You guys remind me of Batman, maintaining a constant watch and keeping Thomson safe from all sorts of filth, working in the shadows, not expecting any thanks, but striving for the greater good. Jokes aside, thank you. And to the wonderful parents sitting in the audience, it was thanks to your diligent efforts in our upbringing that provided the foundation and framework for our success. And so ultimately, whatever we achieve, including this high school diploma, part of the credit goes to you. And of course, my fellow peers, I thank all of you for being a part of this community, for being great friends. Every single one of you have made an impact in the lives of your peers by giving them support when they needed it and sticking together through the good and bad times. Throughout these 4 years, it's really amazing to see how much we've developed as people, and I will always remember the experiences we had and the memories we made together. Whether it was arguing with Walid why Lupe Fiasco is better than Kanye, or listening to Mohammed Farouk explain to me why self-propelled precision-guided missiles always hit their target to the accuracy within a hairspan, and other strange but interesting facts. Or even if it was listening to Faria's cheerful voice on the announcements, brightening up even the most dull of mornings. I also learned great practical skills from you guys, such as learning how to build a nice house in Minecraft from Omer, how to apply winged eyeliner from Ramal, not on myself, how to give a speech from Brad, and even learning how to drive from Patini. Congratulations on your new car, by the way. Everyone sitting here possesses a uniqueness of character that I came to admire, either from up close or afar. I wish all of you the best in your future endeavors, and I encourage all of you to get out of your comfort zones and make the choice to experience new things. The worst that can happen is that you won't like it, and even then it will be an experience. I'd like to conclude with a quote by Outcast. Make a business for yourself, boy. Set some goals. make a fat diamond out of dusty coals. Thank you for listening.
Excellent job, Zaki. Thank you very much. We are now drawing to an end to our proceedings this evening. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my colleagues, Ms. McFadden, Ms. Blenman, Mr. Johnson, and Ms. Michaela for announcing this evening. Also, I would like to express our appreciation to Mr. Gorse and the Junior and Senior Concert Band for providing this evening's musical entertainment both before and during the ceremony. It takes a great number of people to put together an event like this. I would like to thank the Commencement Committee, the marshalling team, decorating and refreshment teams, the office staff, student council, prefects, and audiovisual crew for their contributions this evening. I would also like to thank all of you for joining us in honoring this year's outstanding graduating students and award winners. Following the procession performed by the Thomson Concert Band, I invite the award winners, graduates, parents, and guests to join the staff for refreshments in the cafeteria directly to your left as you leave the auditorium. Please stand and remain standing while the platform party and graduates exit the auditorium.